can win, or only one wins, or depends how many races, but it's individual races. It isn't the same race. It's just a race. It's the same because it's a race. All right, so don't get that mixed up. The more you know, the better you'll do. Okay. So, grand rising young people. We're doing pretty good. My subscribers are getting up there, little by little. I checked one day. I had four subscriptions. I think that's more than I've ever had in a day. That was pretty cool. So I'm going to keep on plugging. I must be doing something right. And it's easy. And it's what I was created to do. And if it wasn't what I was created to do, it was what it's what the position I was created to fill is supposed to do. All right. So if you're having trouble figuring out, I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to go to Brazil and find myself. Okay, chances are pretty good. Wherever you go, there you are. If it was 100% in Brazil of perfect citizenry, if you went in there, it would go down to 98%. I kind of look at it like that. If you don't have it together. So let's get it together. There was a person in the Bible, his name was Solomon. And I want to be as wise as Solomon. All right? Not Salmon. Not which reminds me, I have to go get some of that. I'll probably get, this time I'll probably get three, but they're like $9 for one of them things. And I want to get some, let me see, emergency supplies because they're preparing for war, and I didn't get the memo. But I'm a conspiracy theorist, so I do pay attention, and I'm keeping up to speed with AI and ChatGPT and all that fake news. It's all fake news. All right. Let me tell you something. I invest, and I do not invest much. But what I do invest in is crypto and all that stuff. That value is 0.00013 or something like that per share. Okay, so that's how you want to start to invest. And remember, if you invest in something like that, then you have to watch it. Okay, so you got to get one of those little scale things, that one of them little scale apps, so you can watch it. And when it goes up, you want to sell. If not, you have to wait until it goes all the way down and then comes back up. So if you weren't doing that great of a job monitoring it when it was up and staying up, good luck with buying and selling. All right, so remember, if you invest, you want a quick return. So think of the word invest, okay? If you want something that stays the same, I got NASDAQ, S&P 500. That was something that I noticed in my 401k. That's what they were investing in years and years ago, S&P. So that type of stock it goes up little by little. It may go down, like whenever the orange man says, I'm going to blow up everybody in the world. Okay, so stock might go down. Okay, sheesh. I have learned one thing about stock. Even if you take that value down to a zero, it still stays open. So I don't really know. I mean, even if you sell it, it's still open. I got one stock. I'm pretty sure I took it all the way down to zero, and I still have it. It's only worth $3 or something. But the only thing I could tell you is if you are walking somewhere And say you go into a store, and if you see some money, don't you pick it up? Okay. So kind of look at your, oh boy, what is the categories? I know one category is invest, and the other one is for long term. All right, so kind of look at money like that. If you find it, and if you would bend down and pick it up, then look at your whatever you're putting into. If you're putting into, I think it's called stocks. I think it's invest, which is not in stocks, but stocks is separate. It's a little different than investing in uh, the crypto and stuff like that. There, if you don't know what crypto is, and if you don't understand all that, kind of look at it like this: if I put $1 in it, I should at the least get $1 back, and that would be a good investment. Our problem is we don't have $1,000 to invest in it, so you're just going to have to take it the long way. Just keep putting 10 in here, 20 there, and eventually, over the years, it'll get up to $1,000. I don't know how many of you follow politics. I don't follow it all like that, but one of the questions they asked Bill's wife, how did you come across your money? She said, I invested $1,000 in the stock market. Okay, or she invested. I'm sorry, it's an oxymoron. She said she invested $1,000. She watched it, and when it went up, okay. So if you don't have $1,000, still invest it. Just remember my example from a couple of minutes ago. You just keep adding to it, and eventually it'll get up to 300. And then after a while, you'll make $20 every time it goes up. And I got to tell you, a $20 increase in an investment, it's a good thing. Okay, so hey, so cool. Grand Rising. Okay, so let's see. Why did I get on here today? I just wanted to get on you guys' nerves. All right. If you hear somebody is doing something, like say somebody is like, oh, I flip houses or something like that, do you know that they probably will allow you to flip houses with them? I got a house from Pittsburgh Habitat for Humanity. Jimmy Carter, he was a volunteer in that. He was one of the presidents that he doesn't stay in the house. I don't know what happened to 42 or 43. Where are those guys? You just don't hear about them in the news. But the way 45 and 47 are gone, whenever they come out, chances are pretty good. The only thing we're going to hear about them is something about the mess they made. Holy moly. Okay, so I digress. Okay, so look out for people who are flipping houses. If you can't find a job or something like that there, and if you see people working on a house, go over and ask them if they need them on back. Okay? And you're in. It's easy to make money. The only problem is you got to get up and go out. That's the only problem with it. So if I could make money and stay home, which is what I'm trying to do now, I always wanted to work from home. Whenever it first started, years and years ago, probably before some of you were born, but working from home was something I always wanted to do. The problem is the jobs I had didn't. You had to be at the job in order to do the work. Okay. Now, secretaries, investors, people who work with computers, now they could work from home. But no, I never had those types of jobs until I did, and then I was starting to like the people. When you get into the kingdom of heaven here on earth, one of the things that we expect is for your attitude to change. we're thinking that maybe you might start liking people more. Who knew? I mean, even the ones that aren't appealing to look at. That's going to be the biggest test. Okay. So, and I'm not saying that I'm better looking than anybody else, but I've seen some people who have, and I'm thinking of somebody right now who has a look or has a face that, let's just say, only a mother could love. Okay. So in the kingdom of heaven here on earth that I'm in, I am able to love people like that, and they're human. They have a sense of humor. It took me a long time to even have a relationship with a fat person. You know, I was like, "Oh, you're fat." So that brings me to the subject of the day. Wherever you are in life, however old you are, if the doctors or somebody didn't tell you, hey, you only got 6 weeks to live or something like that there, well, wherever you are, that's not the end. You're not at the end. Okay. Even in the Bible, where it talks about the end times and last days and stuff, well, it goes on to say, and probably a different story, but it goes on to say that woe to you who are suckling in the last days. So that's just giving a indication that people will still be having babies in the last days, and that's exactly what it says. In the last days, they'll be giving in marriage. All right. Some people just don't have a clue, and I'm not trying to make you feel bad about that. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. All right. And if you do know, if you're looking around and noticing that everybody is doing something different, maybe you might want to try it for a while just to see. Okay. Hold on. Let me turn off this heat because I learned my lesson from the other day. Uh, Sometimes I don't like to go in my house. My neighbor is constantly trying to remind me that, hey, you got a neighbor. You want to keep it down in there. So it's kind of annoying at times. So when I go home, like when I leave here, if I don't have to go out and cut some grass or something like that, I'll just sit in the car. Uh, I have a plan. My plan is to keep a battery charger in the car so that way I don't have to rely on my car's battery. Because sometimes I'm not keeping track of time and I've been in the car for a few hours. All right, it's a bigger car. It's not like it's a little. It's not like I'm living in it. It's a bigger car. It's a Jeep Grand Cherokee 2004. All right, it's just big for no reason. But it has 4-wheel drive. I'm happy with that. Full time. Okay. High and low. So if I get in any kind of situation, if my tires are good, I should be able to get out of it. But you know how it is. Sometimes there's more month than money. So I'm sitting here today and I'm trying to talk to you guys, waiting for people to come in the room, so I can get some subscribers. Please like and subscribe to my like my videos and subscribe to my YouTube channel and help me get 1,000 subscribers. And I'll like and subscribe to your channel. As a matter of fact, the way YouTube has it set up, it's automatic. They will, if you subscribe to my channel, they automatically subscribe me back to yours. All right. There's a function on the app on the phone that you can click on, and it says go to your channel. After you go to your channel and close it and make the changes, whenever you go back in, it'll say see your subscribers. All right. And when you open it, it has those little bell things, when you click them, it says subscribe, all, hide, or whatever. So you guys who have been subscribing to me, that little bell is on. So I hope that's how it works. All right, so I'm like everybody else. I take the path of least resistance. Okay, so if you see someone who is flipping a house, you can kind of find this out by talking. There are some things that peers are good for. There are some things that peers are not good for. Okay, so kind of make up your mind who you listen to. It makes a difference, doesn't it? Okay, and I just want you to be happy. You can make me happy by subscribing to my channel. Do it now, so you don't have to think about it later. And it's easy. I get to work from home. It'll take me a while to get to any level where I might show a good profit from it, but they got all kinds of social media channels now that you can get on. And now they are trying to compete with each other. They're becoming uh, not compatible, but they're becoming, what is that word? I hadn't thought about it, but now they're what is that word? Not compatible. Do you know the word I'm thinking of? Sokolic. Uh, compete. They will compete. So they are competing now for each other's uh, or attention, instead of being a what do you call it? Boy, I had a stroke in December, and sometimes the words just go right off my head. But you wouldn't, you probably wouldn't believe that as much as I talk. Let me see. So they compete for each. They compete for customers. Okay. And they say that if your third eye is open, and if you forget or something, you're supposed to tap right here, and it will bring up the thought, or to bring the thought back. I might have to do like this, you know what I'm saying? All right, so anyway, I think I got a sense of humor. So like and subscribe to the videos. I got a couple of likes. That's good. So let's get this up to 1,000 likes. All right, and we could kind of cut through some of the chase. Okay, chances are pretty good if someone's going to like the video, they'll probably subscribe to the channel. So I hope that's true in your case. Anyone under the sound of my voice. So that's why I would ask for 1,000 likes on this video. But I tell you what, let's be realistic. Let's get it up to 100 likes. Okay. But whenever you have a dream or aspiration or something, that's fine. You got it. It's your dream. It's your aspiration. Some of the things that you're going to learn is you want to have a dream you that can't be completed in your lifetime. Okay. Um, that might be a goal. Now you could come up with a goal that can be completed in your lifetime, but your dream should be bigger than you. All right, so don't be intimidated by the thoughts you're getting, and you're like, "Oh, I'll never be able to do this." You're right. You're not supposed to be. Okay. Any dream should include others. Oh. All right. If you have any type of dream, it should include others. Okay. So kind of look for that. Go shopping for people who got dreams. The worst part about um, following your dreams now is wherever you find yourself in life, I was alluding to that earlier, and in your dreams, that's where you are at this particular moment. What time is it? Oh, hey. Luke, use the force. Hey, Juthahas, peace, shalom. Yeah, I did say Luke. I said it a couple of times, but if you didn't hear it the first time, Luke, I am your father. Okay, peace to you. Thank you. Peace and blessings. Um, you got a good attitude if you start out around 7:30 or 8 o'clock talking about peace. Okay, yeah, because peace starts in the last days. They will say peace, peace, but there shall be no peace. We have always been in some kind of uh, hostile environment. If you're from the U.S., the other places, the UK and um, maybe Australia or something like that, they may be asked to join in a conflict, but they're not really in them. They're not out there starting them. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm recommending to the people that I have influence over, which is anybody who can read or listen to whatever I'm saying or whatever I'm typing, I'm telling you to get some supplies. Okay, it's better to have them and don't need them. Okay, years ago we ran out of our supply chain, or our supply line or something was interrupted, and what happens in the supermarkets, they have enough food for like maybe a week inside the store. Now this is like a Walmart. I don't know how much stuff they got in there, but most stores, your neighborhood grocery stores and stuff like that, there they don't have a month worth of adequate supply of toilet paper. And I understand that if they're going to show you something on fake news, it's all fake news. They're going to show you the bad parts. All right, and they were showing the reaction videos of people actually fighting because of you put some toilet paper in your cart, and then somebody will come behind you and take it. Okay, it was really that bad, and you're going to find out that bigger people will do that. All right, I don't want you to. I want you to trust people, but I also want you to trust what people will do. And I'm telling you right now, a big person will bully you. They will take something from you if they are desperate. Now, to be fair, uh, anyone who is desperate may take something from you, but when a bigger people, when a bigger person does it, it's kind of uh, a different, it's a different level. All right, so I want you to trust that they can do that and they will do that. That's their default position, is to take. Like the big old United States, our default position is to take. It doesn't have anything to do with the leader. Our collective as a whole just takes. Okay. I'm not sure if this is fake news or not, but uh, some of the ways that we got to where we are, that they say according to his story, uh, they took it. Okay, and I don't get it. Okay, so full stop on that. I don't want to rant and rave, but has anybody noticed that men are walking around with dogs now, dogs on leashes? I've been meaning to say something like that. I'm on a main street and people walk up and down the sidewalks, and I'm noticing that men have dogs. Now, men have always had dogs, but I'm starting to notice that these got the little small ones, the yappy ones, and so I thought that was odd, but the way it works in the kingdom of heaven, if you ask for wisdom, it will be given to you generously. So I'm finding that the the men who do that probably live in an apartment, and the apartment doesn't like medium to bigger dogs because they will bite. Just remember, if they got teeth, they bite. Okay, okay. You have never seen me eating, but you can tell that I've been eating something, or I wouldn't be here. And it's the same thing with a dog. I remember back in my day when I first started getting interested in girls. The fast girls. um, I went in one's yard, and it wasn't that big of a deal. They had hedges and steps up to the porch and stuff, and the sidewalk and steps up to a porch. And something just told me to turn in here, and I went in there, and there was a girl in there. And I kind of followed my instincts. Some of these things will come to you naturally. You'll know what to do with a woman or a girl, or you'll at least know that you're supposed to do something with it, no matter what age you are. Okay. Um, she had a dog, and it bit me. So I might have went down that street um, again to check it out, but no. Um, I learned that a dog will bite you. Now he didn't break the skin or anything, but he did bite me. So I'm like, oh, okay. All right. So if you are in like a doggy dog world, for example, that's what happens in a doggy dog world. Don't think, I can't get ahead. I can't do anything. No, it's a doggy dog world. And you're just in it. You're not going to legislate your way out of being in a doggy dog world. So, for example, look at your laws. Okay. And to me, they just seem to be laws concerning things that people don't like. All right. So, those you will find as you get your wisdom, you'll find that those aren't really laws, that those are codes and infractions, like spitting gum on the sidewalk. That's two infractions right there. First for spitting, and second for gum. All right, and the only reason why gum would be a problem because nobody wants to walk on it and get gum on their shoes, unbeknownst to them. Because if you're not the kind of person who, when you go in your house, you take off your shoes, there's going to be an issue. All right. All right. So speaking of issues, let's go to the next topic at hand. Hey, if you have any questions, just go ahead and put it in. If you want to know my opinion, or if you want to tell me your opinion, just type it in. We'll go over it. I don't have that many subscribers, so I can go over a couple of questions. All right. So um, I'm looking at this new virus, and for me, my imagination is, it gets on my nerves sometimes because life doesn't meet my imagination. You know what I'm saying? But I still got it. It still goes off. It's always has, and it probably always will until I get around my last days, which should be 120 years old. I don't know why, but when people who have an opportunity to speak into people's lives, like at a church or something like that, I don't know why they don't read that scripture that says, man thinks evil constantly. My spirit shall not dwell with them always, but man shall have 120 years. I guess that means of life, not punishment. You know what I'm saying? All right. So anyway, since you have the evil thoughts continually, that's the punishment right there, right? But he's going to give you 120 years to get it together. Okay? So since you have these thoughts continually, just remember, get a handle on it. 98% of what you think never happens. And I want you to think about it. How many thoughts do you have in a day? They say that the average woman speaks 25,000 words a day, and men use up 5,000 words a day. I don't know who counted that, but I learned it, so I figured I would share it. So just remember 98% of what you think in a day just doesn't happen. Most of our lives are pretty routine, but most of our thoughts aren't, except for the bad ones. Don't they just keep coming up? So yesterday I tried to influence people to, if your bad past or if your bad thoughts are going to be an issue, then there has to be something equal and opposite to that. So it doesn't, that the bad thoughts and the corrupt thoughts don't exist by themselves. I don't know how to explain that one. All right. So what I learned to do was, people think that 369 is a bad number or something. And there are people who think 369 is a good number. So when I first learned about it, because that's what happens with wisdom, you're going to learn about everything. All right, your brain can handle a lot because you're going to replace some of that 98% of thoughts that you have and they don't come true. You're going to switch them with thoughts that can come true. All right. So instead of having a 98% to 2 ratio, now you're going to start getting, like maybe 50-50. All right. So you're going to have to put those thoughts in there. So the bad thoughts will come up on their own, right? Or a bad memory or whatever. So what you want to do is you want to put thoughts in your own head. Solomon said, he was talking to God. It was a pretty cool time back then when you could actually talk to the creator of heaven and earth. Okay? After you got done pee-peeing on yourself, hello. So anyway, if he starts talking, all right. So you want to put thoughts in your head that those evil thoughts don't want to hear. So whatever your thought is, whatever your sin was, put in uh, better thoughts. Like, I'll think, oh yeah, I did commit that sin. Then I'll think, well, what happened? What did I do about it? Then I'll say, that problem has been resolved. Okay, these are words that you would use every day. Okay, and then to knock it off, I'm not going to give you 6 steps. Don't you just hate when you watch a video and they'll tell you, eat this one fruit and you'll heal yourself. And then you watch it and then they give you 5 fruits to eat. I'm like, it's just, holy moly. Okay. So anyway, um, I got a mango. I brought a mango. I packed a mango and an orange, but the all the fruit now gets spoiled faster, and so does the milk. Now, I don't know. They might have had this milk that I've been getting. They might have had it for 2 or 3 weeks before they gave it to us. But even milk is going stale faster or spoiling faster. Has anybody else noticed that? That would be my only experience that time is speeding up. And I think that's what it does to the fruit. But for me, it's taken forever. Like, oh boy. And especially during daylight savings time, because it doesn't get um, late until sunset is later in the evening. So, boy, that's kind of. Um, but by the time it gets dark, it's actually time to go to bed. So, I remember one day, it was probably the equinox. I had a job as an ice cream truck driver. Don't forget those jobs, young people. Um, I remember I was on my ice cream route, and it didn't get dark until like about 10 o'clock. So that was interesting, and I can't say how many times that has happened to me, but I do remember during daylight savings time that actually didn't get dark until 10 o'clock. And now that sort of pattern doesn't last for 30 days, but it's probably the summer equinox or something like that. There, I don't know. Okay, so ask for wisdom and only listen to wisdom. Buy wisdom, young people, and sell it not. Okay, and it's just a wise thing to only think positive thoughts. Best case scenario, do what you might have heard others say that their parents have said to them, and they probably didn't, but Everybody wants to give their parents some kudos. But our parents used to tell us apples, wait a minute, money don't grow on trees. That's a wise thing to learn. Um, with my imagination, it doesn't grow from trees, but it comes from the tree, because it's paper. I don't know how we went for that one. That trees actually come from paper. I don't know how that works. But anyway, it's not my world. I'm just a participant in it. I am a spiritual being having a temporary human experience. In 2026, we are observing our lives. We can actually describe our lives in the third person. So when you would say, I noticed that he was walking across the street with his little dog, okay, as opposed to sometimes when I walk down the street, I have my little dog or something. Anyway, I'm just trying to tell you how to start. I don't have all the answers, but I do know what works for me every time. So maybe it'll help you. Who knew? Alrighty then. All right, so now is a good time if you just recently accepted the Christ as your personal Savior and Lord. I'm going to ask you something, to read something that probably isn't associated with the Christ. And it's kind of controversial because the people who decided, now you have to remember, people decided that were not anointed what goes in the Bible and what they were going to leave out. Okay? So I want you to read about the book of Enoch. Okay? Or get the book of Enoch and read it. And hey, you got the little URL. You could watch videos on it. You got the www URL thing. So you don't actually have to read a book. Some of us who make fun of people who don't read, why? Why are you doing that? You can get an audio book and learn more and hear more than somebody who read something. Have you ever noticed the phenomena of how you go to sleep whenever you try to read the Bible? All of a sudden you get exhausted. I don't know. I don't know what that is, but sometimes I love that period in my life when I used to hear video. You don't have so you can reduce your carbon input by turning the internet off, and you can also encourage some of the wows, all kinds of stuff. Anything that comes from the outside of you, um, if it's not air and if it's not water, fruits and vegetables, uh, it's probably being it's probably being used against you. Sometimes it could be a tool, but basically it's being used against you. Okay, so download your videos, put it on your media player, get your headphones. Okay, I'm learning that. But a dog or something will eat it. Okay, and or one side stops working. Like the ones I have now, this one is lower. Now when I first got them, it was great. Okay, I got the sound I wanted, and I didn't have any complaints. All right, they didn't hurt my ear like the earphones would. I only have one set of earphones. Yeah, um, I might I found earpods and these earphones. These are wired, but they aren't wired into the phone. So these earpod wired, so I'm not getting as much radiation or radio frequency on my brain as I would with the AirPods. All right, now, so full stop on that. I want you to try that you hear others, like, for example, Chinese culture. Remember, these people have been around for thousands of years, according to his story. So they're going to have wisdom that help them make it to 2026. And they do things that help them do that. Okay? I want you to try some of these things. We don't really have them so much here in the United States. When I see Japan or like that or on a video, a lot of cars, but you don't really see it so much. They'll usually show you people from the Aboriginal side who are working in the farms, or you'll see people uh, in the city crossing the street, or uh, I want you to try some of the others because they do. I just need you uh, like a painkiller, or like a pain. It's going to take a while. Okay, so for example, I've been trying, but I've been trying to stand on one foot. Uh, the police pull you over and you get a sobriety check or something. They always try to get you to stand on one foot or lift one foot. Okay, which is really odd. I want you to know that if you catch a suspected DUI police stop, the tests that you take are the same symptoms that you would display if you were in shock. Okay, slurred speech. Okay, a shock officer pull you over. Okay, so there's that. So you're going to have the same symptoms that they're going to ask you, and you'll display those symptoms. This DUI thing is kind of like a given. If they get you for that, make that happen. It isn't even a matter of being. You go to court and you plead not guilty. You know what I'm saying? Holy. All right, because even shooting someone is not given. Look how many people who have on video and was found not guilty. Okay, and I tell you why that is. It's because life is not what you think, and courts are not for justice. It's for just us. I digress. All right, so stay away from Hollywood. I'm glad that luster is propaganda, propaganda, and a source of information or something. To be very one-sided statement. Get your information. The universe, the creator of the universe. You know, the beginning, I created Earths. Okay, there's more than one heaven, and there's more than one Earth. I did it. Okay, there's more than one heaven, and there's more than one Earth. It tells you right there. If you go by that, okay. Our how life birthday, the tree from what they did was they started their own little niche, which was Hollywood. Because I don't know what we were watching before TV came. For you younger people, you may have a desire to come up off the TV. I don't think you were ever weaned off of it. They put you on it. It was a babysitter, and to this day, you probably still watch it. Okay. All right. So, if you see something, say something. If it's something that you want to complain about, go ahead and say it, and keep moving. Just don't make a. All right. let it out, and it depends on how you let it out. It's most of the times that's how you're saying it. I met a Karen. In our neighborhood, we have a community web page. So if you need something, you can go to that community web page and uh, type in the title "Ask," or you can. I'm not sure what it, that's kind of what I have no need of anything. That's a better way for us to live, guys. Okay, not work. All right. Um, I got a TV. I want to start doing videos in another on my main TV, so I had to get a second TV and put it on my desk in my house. I have one in the living room. You know. All right. For one, I went on that website and somebody was, I'm giving it. They were having a problem connecting it or something. And it's a dumb TV, so those really should be pretty easy. Holy moly! But if you take a dumb TV, you know what? A lot of your that's great because you, since they're competing for other internet service providers or ISPs, have a comparable package where you can get your internet for really for dirt cheap, okay? And you can connect two devices on that one internet signal. All right, so mine is Xfinity. It's called Wi-Fi Pittsburgh. If you're from my area, I want you to find Wi-Fi Pittsburgh, and you'll probably have to use your internet service provider to get the Wi-Fi Pittsburgh as the internet service provider. And I think the initial charge to set it up is $30 a month. $30, but then it goes down to like $10. Okay, a month. I don't know if I get that because I'm a senior or that's because that's the plan that they have. And you can put it on two devices. So you have to start it with your phone because it's an app. Everything's an app. Okay. And what you do is if you have it on your TV, then you got a box, all kinds of stuff. So Xfinity is wireless, which is, I always want you to remember, young people, being wireless. Okay. All right. You get the antenna, you put it in your front yard, you get one of them big silver antennas and gets 230 channels or something like that there. All right. So it always was wireless. Okay. So that's why it's so cheap. All right. Because what the deceiver has to do, if he has a plan for you, he has to tell you what it is, or he'll catch karma for it. The Bible says, "Woe to the person who touches my anointed," and the deceiver knows that. That's why he will ask permission to test you. Once you get in a relationship with the Creator of heaven and earth, that because you'll know things about the Creator and you know He's going to help you out of it. It's just you have to go through it. And He probably found that this particular test will help you get somewhere. Just like they give you tests at school and it'll help you get into college. All right. So it's all about test. And nobody really likes a test. I mean, who likes to take tests? Maybe who's a valedictorian. Hey, if I read, probably be a valedictorian. Okay. To somebody who doesn't like to read. Okay, now we remember we went over. You can get the audio version of anything now. Okay, if you want to learn how to invest, if you want to learn how to buy stocks, you can get the you can get the audio or video for that. Where in the old days, and oh boy, in our community, in the you would had to be a numbers man. Hello, ask your parents. Okay, or it was I'm asking their grandmother questions because she wanted to settle this once and for all if melanated people were ever slaves. And I want you to remember that all of them weren't. Okay, some of them may be, according to his story, but all of them weren't slaves. Okay, so in the end or during the video, the grandmother, she's 94 years old. About what's so hard to because the people uh, in the 1% they know that slavery didn't exist for everybody. Okay, so the grandmother said, "Hey, we had I don't know like 100 acres or something like that there of land, and they never slaves. They never worked all day in the heat. And if you have fruit trees and stuff like that, there you probably don't eat fruit. I don't know why. If if slavery was the way to go, they wouldn't have gotten rid of the immigrants. Okay, so they're right back to where they started in this country, trying to take stuff from the melanated people or the aboriginals. Don't be offended if I talk about the aboriginals or the don't be offended if I say melanated, right? Because everybody has I'm not stupid. uh, all right, so full stop on that. So the orange man, I don't know if it's fake news, or if he actually said that. He's one of them kind of people. You wouldn't be surprised if he said, if you hear he said certain stuff. Okay, so uh, maybe the war that they're saying they're having, maybe is fake news. Maybe they are not actually doing the stuff that uh, they're and it's huge. It's not like your little boy. It's almost a river, all right, and it's kind of like at the beginning of the land and water where it meets. All right, it would have to be shallow there, but at some point further away, it's huge. Okay, so they're not going. They're not. They're not doing that. Okay, these little ships will buzz the out of you. The picture of you ever seen them hawks, or they're not really because they're a regular neighborhood. They could be fly so high, but they soar and they uh, under the sun, young people. We had an outbreak of rodents before, okay, and now they're doing the same thing with this particular virus. They're saying it started with a rodent. And with all you can get the understanding, find out what means. You can spell it Lusch, however you spell it. I don't know if it's spelled the way it sounds because I just hear it every once in a while. Oh, fish and give it to you, fish and give it to you, and if you you'll find water, you get some dynamite, just drop it in the water, stun all the fish, okay, in that or whatever to the top, okay. That's just how the uh, the 1% do it. The 1% controlling 1%, or unique enough to think like that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so there are angels who are responsible for some of the stuff we know. So if you read the book of Enoch, first you're going to find out how old it is, according to his story. And you're going to find out, for example, one angel taught women how to use makeup. Oh, okay, there you go. I lost half my audience on that one. Okay, and to this day, uh, they do. Right? We Christ was when he started his ministry. Now hold on. The makeup and stuff has been around since the fallen angels. Our particular community, or the ones that the ladies that we levitated toward, they didn't um, get that memo. Okay, so they were a little more natural. Okay, and I mean, you can go to a third world country now, and you could probably still see those aboriginals over there are wearing makeup and blue jeans and stuff like that. There was a fallen angel that's responsible for that. And somewhere in between the transition between wearing that would not body parts and become, that's where it comes from. Or at least a particular yeast. Okay, if you wear a dress, isn't it always nice to see a woman wearing a dress, or at least a skirt? And especially if it's a light one, and how the air will sometimes, kind of get up under there, but they don't do Marilyn Monroe kind of on you. Okay, so anyway, I digress. So find out what those guardian angels are. People only use, I don't know, 10% of their brain or something. There's all types of categories that's going to try to get you to use more of your brain. All right, not your feeling. Your feeling, you're feeling like you're going to some kind of rodent infestation or something. I don't know. Um, anyway, I digress. You guys are adults. All right. So, um, in the last days, it says that woe to the one who is giving suckling. And that just means uh, people who will be still have babies, not having a clue. And that's probably because the age of people who are making babies, they're not really at the age. Interesting term. Or they haven't really, he wasn't able to really do his ministry because he wasn't at the age of, and back then, you weren't. Okay, so now, so I'm just putting this stuff out here. At least you would have heard it, and at least you'll have an idea. So I've been talking for an hour. That's longer than most classes if you're in a school. But one of the reasons why I keep going is I'm waiting for the logarithm to uh, get. If you guys like the video, be in, because the logarithm will, or it'll show for you page. I'm live. So that's one of the ways I'm going to make it for 2 hours. I've done these and talked to you guys for 2 hours. Hours. It was you guys got those video. It kind of records it. I have reached a level that I've liked you guys on videos. I have category that shows I have 5,000 plus likes of the people's videos that I saw, and I'll hit a like on it. So, for example, if the orange doesn't think to, I'm sure that's all I have. A couple of calls, get the smoke break, try to get my step. I think it first came out, and I wear one. The recommended steps was 2,000, but now it's 7,000 in a day. So I don't know. So I'm going to go out and try to get my 7,000 steps in today. And again, I want you to try different stuff. You should never be bored. There's no reason to be bored. And especially for my sensitive, depressed. Down here is joy that the creator of heaven and earth has made for us down here. A little rain fall, a little snow fall, a little hot days, and the, the most beautiful leaves start falling off the tree. So apparently, uh, we have to something about that we have to experience. Um, when the trees start and the leaves start falling off the trees, there are people who come from all around just to see that happening, from all over the surrounding area or the tri-state or something like that. Well, we'll come into your area just to look at some of the mountainsides. It's because you got stuck in depression or something like that. Um, I have that sometimes. Sometimes you just get overwhelmed, but outside it comes from too much information. The Bible says that with much wisdom comes much sorrow. All right, so if you know you're going to get it, but if you have this thing where you just have to learn, okay, well, that's what's going to happen. All right, but anyway, by wisdom, and I'm selling not, it's better than not having it. It says, ignorance is bliss. Okay, I just assumed that meant bliss meant enjoy the word up. Okay, so anyway, there's questions.